Today, we're diving into a story of interstellar strategy where the most powerful weapon isn't some crazy laser cannon. It's a really, really good lie. This is all about a conflict that's fought not with brute force, but with sharp observation, a ton of cleverness, and a master plan that was hidden right out in the open.
Right off the bat, you get this warning, this echo from another world that fell for the trap. It's just a chilling reminder of what can happen when a gift seems way too good to be true. This really sets the stage, you know? A first contact that looks like a party, but is actually a quiet invasion. So the story kicks off when these visitors, who call themselves the architects, just show up in our skies. But they don't roll in with threats or making demands. No, instead, they come bearing a gift. An offer that seems like it's going to be the single greatest moment in all of human history. And the offer they make? It's just perfectly framed. They're promising us a seat at the big galactic table. And to help us get there, they're offering the materials and the blueprints for this massive orbital structure, basically a gateway to the stars. The really clever part is that it's not presented as some charity handout, but as an investment in their new partners. And this right here is the absolute core of their strategy. It's such an elegant and, frankly, sinister idea. I mean, why waste all your resources on a messy war when you can get your target to enthusiastically build the very tool of their own defeat? It's conquest, but without ever firing a single shot.
And here's why the whole thing was so easy for us to believe. The idea they were selling, this incredible structure reaching for the stars, it wasn't some alien magic. It was a concept pulled straight from our own engineering textbooks and sci-fi dreams. The architects just said, hey, we've got the one material that makes it possible. Their tech always felt like the next logical step for us, not some impossible fantasy. But you know, as construction gets going, a small group of dissenters starts to notice things, little inconsistencies that don't quite add up. And they begin to ask the one question that nobody else wants to. Is this gift really what it seems to be? And this is the question that just changes everything. What if this incredible structure we're building to lift ourselves up is actually meant to be a tow line to pull the architects' real forces down, and, more importantly, to get them all back home again? So the resistance does some digging, gets a look at the visitors' own tech, and they find the truth. The architects claimed their ships could just gently float down from orbit, but the evidence, actual thermal scoring on their hulls, shows they've been burning through the atmosphere. The bottom line? Their ships can fall, but they can't fly back up. They are completely stranded here without the very structure we're building for them. Okay, so with this bombshell, humanity's counterplan starts taking shape. They know they can't win a straight-up fight, but they can win with misdirection. It's time to fight a big deception with an even bigger, even better one. And the plan they come up with is just a masterclass in psychological warfare. It's got 3 parts. First, you lock down the enemy's weakness. Check. Second, you create a huge, noisy distraction for them to focus all their attention on. And third, while they're staring at the decoy, you build your real weapon, somewhere no one would ever think to look. The decoy had a great name, Project Prometheus. It was this huge, expensive, totally fictional weapons platform. And it was brilliant because it was exactly the kind of dumb, aggressive thing the architects would expect from a panicked, primitive species. And because they were so arrogant, they fell for it. They watched Prometheus, thinking they were tracking humanity's one and only threat. So while the architects are completely obsessed with this fake superweapon, the real weapon was being built right out in the open for everyone to see. It was a global network of next-gen solar energy farms, hailed as this amazing green initiative. Each one was just a field of thousands of mirrors, all tracking the sun, all publicly designed to generate clean power for the world. So, years pass. The big orbital structure's almost done. The architects are getting ready to spring their trap, feeling totally confident that humanity is none the wiser. But as they're holding this big ceremony to celebrate the alliance, humanity is getting ready to reveal the truth. The whole endgame unfolds in just a few minutes. The truth about the betrayal goes public. The architects panic and order their ground troops to attack, but at that exact moment, a hidden command kicks in. All across the planet, that global network of solar farms pivots, and instead of focusing on power towers, 500,000 mirrors all turn and aim at a single, tiny point in the sky. Now, this wasn't an explosion or some kind of death ray. It was just light, pure, concentrated sunlight.
This overwhelming beam of energy completely blinds the mothership's sensors, triggering a massive systems failure that turns their giant warship into a dead hunk of metal. It was a checkmate, delivered by nothing more than light itself. And the aftermath is just this powerful lesson in how to handle a conflict. With their command ship totally disabled and their ground forces cut off, the Architects' entire invasion just collapses. It's over before it even really began.
So what's the most important number from this entire conflict? It's 0. The number of people killed by the man attack on that mothership was exactly 0. It was a victory defined not by how much you can destroy, but by how smart you can be. Ultimately, the Architects were beaten by their own arrogance. They just assumed they were superior. Humanity won by watching, by understanding the enemy's psychology, and by building a solution that was brilliant, nonviolent, and perfectly hidden right under everyone's noses the whole time. And that really leaves us with one last thing to think about. I mean, sure, this story is about aliens and giant space structures, but the real lesson here is about critical thinking. In a world that's just full of promises that seem too good to be true, it really makes you wonder, what are the gifts we're accepting today without ever bothering to check if there's a tow line attached?